guys, it's Jackie. My partner thrifted me some books. My partner had full reign, just picked a bunch of books that my partner thought I would like. This was all done secondhand at a Goodwill. I feel like this is a great gift for someone, for the reader in your life, for the book enthusiast in your life, if you know their tastes well enough and if you know them well enough. I am certainly excited to try it and to share with you the books that my partner picked for me. Some of these books I've heard of, and a lot of them I have never heard of. They're random pulls, and some of them seem like niche pulls. So let's dig into them. First of all, let's start off with a classic. We have The Princess and the Goblin. I do already own this on Kindle, but I am not going to complain about having a hard copy. So cool. So cool. Check it out. This cover, is it the same picture? Yeah, it's the same picture but smaller on the back. This cover, and there are some little illustrations in it. Oh my goodness. It is just the coolest thing ever, and it's like brand new, spine not cracked. Someone got this and didn't read it. I hope it's unabridged and the full story. That would be really awesome. There's a cool picture of Curdy. I did start reading this on Kindle and then never finished it. Not because I was bored, just because it is kind of a dense read, being a classic fairy tale. The ageless story of mystery and magic, good and evil. I saw the animated movie when I was a kid, and I just absolutely loved it. Still one of my favorites. I have it on VHS, and I have been itching to watch it. So I can't wait to read the full story. And so there's book number 1. My partner knows me very well. That was a very good pick for me. Book number 2, we have a mermaid book. It's called Deep Blue by Jennifer Donnelly. Rich with magic and mythology, adventure and danger, romance and friendship, and themes both classic and contemporary. Deep Blue, book 1 of the Water Fire Saga, is an epic tale as expansive, mysterious, and beguiling as the sea itself. It's a saga. I didn't know that, but it does sound very interesting. The cover is just gorgeous. I do love mermaids and things associated with the sea. Beautiful. Just gorgeous. There is a passage from Walt Whitman in the front. It says, "For more than once dimly down to the beach gliding, silent, avoiding the moonbeams, blending myself with the shadows, recalling now obscure shapes, the echoes, the sounds and sights after their sorts. The white arms out in the breakers tirelessly tossing, I with bare feet, a child, the wind wafting my hair, listened long and long, from out of the cradle endlessly rocking," by Walt Whitman. Mermaids, magic, fantasy, I'm so down. So totally down. Next we have one there is not a lot of information on, but the cover is just absolutely beautiful. It's called Witch Haven. There is no information on this. I think it was supposed to have a dust cover. Clearly no longer does. It is a little slanted, which bothers me a little bit, but not too much. It is a used book, and that could potentially be fixed, I think. Witch Haven by Sasha Payton Smith. And there's an excerpt in the front. It says, "Someone I loved once gave me a box full of darkness. It took me years to understand that this too was a gift." And I have heard this quote before. We have a beautiful little sun right there. I really don't know much about this. It's not set in modern times, I don't think, but I don't know what time it is set in. But it's very mysterious. I'm very curious what it's about and to get the vibe. Honestly, the only way I can really get an impression is to check out the first few pages. It does open with the death of someone in the past, so that must be connected with the main character and something they must find out later. It's not spoilers in the first few pages. I'm very curious how that is connected to the story, what this story is even about, to be honest. But it is just beautiful, and the mystery really kind of draws me in of what is this book, you know? Very mysterious book, kind of adds to the witchiness. Then we have another book that kind of has very little information on it. It is called The Lost Girls by Sonia Hartle. Sketchy word art there. A vampire revenge story. This one is very sassy. I think it is a YA. It starts with the main character working at Taco Bell. I'm very curious on what revenge is being sought, who is seeking the revenge, what happened. This one I'm very excited for. It seems to have a lot of attitude and style. Here's something a little different. The Art of Angling, Poems About Fishing. It's a beautiful little book, very unique. Fishing is a big joke between my partner and I in games. I just love to fish. If I can spend all my time in the game fishing, I will. I'll while the days away in my games fishing. Minecraft, Stardew Valley, fish, fish, fish. And I'm always wearing the fishing hats, the fishing vest outfits. I just love fishing in games, and honestly, I'm not sure how I feel about fishing in real life, but I am a big fan of it in games. So this is a very beautiful and unique gift, just full of poetry. Everyman's Library Pocket Poets, The Art of Angling, Poems About Fishing. Beautiful artwork too. This is just a very unique gift. Like, this is the kind of thing that is so personalized that you can only find when you're thrifting for someone. It is full of poetry. Gone fishing. That's in Minecraft. I would just run away and say, gone fishing, and that's how my partner would know I was just gonna sit in my boat fishing that entire day in the game. And I would just sit in the boat and just say, gone fishing, over and over. Oh my god, I miss playing Minecraft. I need to get back to it. This is just a lovely book, and I'm very excited to just kind of sample it. Like, this is not the kind of book you read all at once. You open it and you read a poem, and then you save it and you come back to it another day and you read another poem. It's just a gorgeous and beautiful little book, and it is beautiful without the slipcover as well. Also has this golden tassel bookmark. Very lovely. I love it. I could see this being like a signature book, like just one that you carry in your bag everywhere. Just a book that is constantly in your bag or purse, and it's like your signature book that you carry with you everywhere. I think I might make it my signature book and carry it with me as a talisman of sorts. Then I have 4 books of Gregor the Overlander. Because I am so obsessed with the Hunger Games and I love Suzanne Collins so much, my partner thought that I would like to try out the Gregor the Overlander series, and I have been wanting to try it out. I have 1 book in the series that I think is actually book 5 that I thrifted because the cover was so cool. I told myself I would find the rest of the books eventually, and now here are the other 4. So it did happen. We have Gregor the Overlander. We have Gregor and the Prophecy of Bane. Very cool art. Gregor and the Curse of the Warmbloods. This cover goes hard. That is so cool. Then we have Gregor and the Marks of Secret. So cool. So into the bats and the cave. I love Suzanne Collins, so I'm very eager to give these a try. I did try to read the first one when I was in, say, middle school, and I wasn't very interested. I think her writing style was too mature for me back then. I don't think I got it. I think I would very much enjoy it now, especially after having read the Hunger Games series. This will be like a treat. More of her writing to indulge in, so I'm very excited. Then we have another vampire book. Vampires of Manhattan by Melissa de la Cruz. The New Blue Bloods Coven. Critical acclaim for Melissa de la Cruz. Once again managed to enliven and embellish upon history and mythology with a clever interweaving of past and present, both real and imagined. It casts a spell. De la Cruz is a formidable storyteller with a narrative voice strong enough to handle the fruits of her imagination. It says, the hot and sexy thriller from the best-selling author of Blue Bloods and The Witches of East End. So it's saying that an evil has awakened in Manhattan. Someone has been found in the subway, a body. We have 2 different characters, Mimi, Martin, and Oliver, who both want different things and will probably meet each other and have different roles to play in this mystery. It sounds quite interesting. Oh, there's a long scratch on the back of this book, and I think that was probably one of my cats. At least it was used. But this seems very interesting, kind of like the other vampire book. Like, it will be snappy, lots of atmosphere, easy to read, very immersive. Very excited for that one. That one seems very unique and definitely a good pick for me. Then we have 13 Treasures. This is a book for a younger audience. Tanya is no ordinary girl. She can see fairies, but not the fairies we imagine. Evil fairies who cast spells on her, rousing her from her sleep and propelling her out of bed. At wit's end with her daughter's unusual behavior, Tanya's mother sends her to Elvesden Manor, her grandmother's secluded countryside estate. 50 years ago, a girl vanished in the woods surrounding the mansion, and as Tanya learns more about the mystery, she finds herself dangerously close to vanishing into the fairy realm forever. Now, I am interested in fairies, and this is very much my vibe. Weird girl that is struggling, being sent somewhere else on a probably amazing and beautiful estate in the country, and having somewhere to explore, the woods, and she'll probably encounter fantastical creatures and obviously fairies. This is right up my alley. This is something I would have read when I was younger, and this is something I would read now too. Perfect pick, and nice to break things up with a little bit of a younger audience book. Get a little bit of that whimsy in there, but also still adventure and fantasy. And then we have another vampire book. I think this is the last vampire book. This one is called Mr. Darcy Vampire. Amanda Grange, best-selling author of Mr. Darcy's Diary. A married man in possession of a dark fortune must be in want of an eternal wife. Absolutely fascinating. Amanda Grange seems to have really got under Darcy's skin. I did flip this open and read a few pages of it. The writing is elegant and dignified enough without being as, not hard, but won't take you as long to read as the original Pride and Prejudice. You won't have to think so hard about what is being said and how to read the language. Does seem very interesting. This is set after they're married, and I guess she finds out that he's a vampire, and the implications of that, and what she does with this information, how it affects their relationship with the dynamic that they have. That is very interesting. I'm curious how the author captures their dynamic, but also how they expand on it, what they have to add to Pride and Prejudice. It is very interesting, and that is a very niche pull, and my partner knows me very well for that, and I'm very appreciative of that. Very personalized pick. The last book is one I'm very excited to read, and probably the one I will start with first, to be honest. It is called Eileen by Otessa Moshfegh? I'm not sure how to say that. A remarkable piece of writing, always dark and surprising, sometimes ugly and occasionally hilarious. Trust me, you have never read anything remotely like Eileen. It is set during Christmas. Eileen works as a secretary at a boys' prison. She fills her nights and weekends with shoplifting, stalking a buff prison guard named Randy, and cleaning up her deranged father's messes. When she meets Rebecca St. John, who is the prison's new counselor, Eileen is enchanted. Her affection for this woman pulls her into a crime that surpasses any of the crimes she has committed before. It's set in coastal New England. It's told by Eileen's point of view. It says creepy, mesmerizing, sublimely funny in the tradition of Shirley Jackson and Vladimir Nabokov. This powerful debut novel introduces one of the most original new voices in contemporary literature. Honestly, this is right up my alley. I love this kind of thing. Flawed women committing crimes, possibly being gay, two women in a messy relationship, whatever that relationship might be. This would catch me. Absolutely, this would catch me. This is probably the one I'm gonna read first. Not gonna lie. And I'm not really sure where I will go after that, but I have a lot of really good options. So probably whatever just strikes my fancy next. I have a long list of books I'm reading right now. Right now I'm currently reading The Uglies. Hopefully this gets me out of my reading slump. So I definitely recommend having someone close to you, whether it be your mom, your best friend, or your partner, thrift books for you and see what they pick for you and try something new. Try something outside of your comfort zone. Try something that maybe someone else thinks you might enjoy and see what they see in it for you. But that is the book haul. Those are the books that my partner thrifted for me. But I'm very grateful and very excited to dig into them, and I can't wait to get at them. So I hope you enjoyed this. Definitely enjoyed talking about all these books. Thank you to everyone who comments, everyone who's subscribed. Thank you to everyone who watches these videos from start to finish. I'm very grateful for you. Thank you for joining me. I hope you join me again next time. Bye!